10,000 people prepared to risk everything to get to a country where they have at least a chance of a better life than they left behind. Everything, including their lives. They're able to make the trip only because there are unscrupulous crooks operating in Libya who sell them a place on a dangerously overcrowded, unseaworthy boat, knowing that it's unlikely to get as far as the coast of Italy. Why can't they be stopped? Well, Douglas Murray is the director of the Henry Jackson Society, writes for The Spectator on immigration matters. Can they be stopped is a better question.
Not completely, no, but there's a lot that could be done to slow the flow down.
How?
If you go to any of the points of entering Greece and Italy in particular, you can see this. Obviously, there's been a deal done in the last year with the Turkish government to slow the flow into the Greek islands. You can see that it's working this summer. There's massive reduction in the number of people flooding into the Greek islands this summer compared to 2015. That's, of course, partly made a push of migrants through the Italian route, so the North Africa to Italy route. But that can itself also be slowed down. There are several things. One is that at the very beginning of this upsurge in this crisis, it should have been being considered, in my view, to, among other things, dissuade migrants from coming and to most importantly, use parts of North Africa, do deals with North African countries to make sure that asylum claims are processed outside of EU territory.
Doing a deal with Libya?
Yeah, well, look, the whole thing is a set of bad options. But the idea that what's been happening recently is that because of the awareness that European naval forces are willing to go closer and closer to Libya to pick up people, the migrant smugglers are not even bothering to put out a quarter of a tank of petrol to put these unseaworthy vessels into water. They know now that all you have to do is to put the boat a kilometre towards Italy, and
they'll be rescued,
they'll be picked up and be brought into Europe. And we, I'm afraid, in Europe, I think often mistakenly think that this is a sort of endlessly noble gesture. It isn't an endlessly noble gesture. If you go not only to the points of entry, as I've done, but also go round Europe, see where these people end up. They do not end up living a European dream. They end up, as I saw just last week, in a basement somewhere outside Berlin. They end up living in a tent on the street in the 93rd arrondissement in Paris. This is not. We're not giving them this great future because of this.
No, but if you see a child in the water, you will fish that child out of the water.
Of course, and this is why we're in this huge dilemma as a continent. Nobody could not save a person drowning. That's in essence. We would stop being Europeans. We would stop being humans if we didn't do that. But you cannot encourage people to keep sending people. And this is what we're doing. The policy of going right up to the Libyan coast effectively and rescuing people is encouraging the flow. And we are caught between these bad options. But I think that we should not live under the misapprehension that endlessly bringing boats in, less and less seaworthy vessels in, and saying, congratulations, you're in Europe, is the end of the story. We are stuck between a set of bad options, but by now we are far enough along this story that we should have been considering things that we should have been considering from the beginning, as I say, like processing all asylum claims outside of EU territory.
Douglas Murray, thank you.
You didn't frankly have the balls to put country before party.